Hello everybody, my name is Simone Duvall and I'm here today to talk to you about the Bagrut Project. Today we are going to look at how to prepare a project on our dream careers. This project is better for a 4-point student who has not prepared his project yet. It would be a good idea to do this project with your teachers. This project could also be good for 3-point students who need to do a project because it is one of the things that they need to do. So this is part 1 of 2 parts of this lesson. So after you watch this part, then to finish the project, you will need to watch lesson 2. So today you will need a pen or pencil, your notebook, and you will also need an electronic dictionary or a paper dictionary, whatever you normally use. My name is Simone Duvall and I am very happy to have a lesson with you today. So students, can you write the introduction to a project about the career of your dreams? The introduction is the first part of the project. As I said, in this lesson, we are not going to do the whole project. We are only going to work on the introduction. Can you explain likes and preferences, things that you like more than other things, using band 1 and band 2 vocabulary? If you said no, that is fine, because at the end of this lesson, you will say that you can do these things. So, what is in a project? Every project should have an introduction, a beginning. It should have a research component, a part that is research, where you have to read an article, a text, and then talk about what you have learnt from the text. How to prepare for a job interview, because this project is about careers. So if I want to get my dream career, I'm going to have to go through a job interview. And of course, I'm going to have to write a CV. We are going to learn what a CV is later in the second lesson. I also have to know how to get through the job interview. That's going to be part 4 of my project. And the final part is the conclusion and the reflection. Okay, are you ready, students? So as I said today, we are only going to do the introduction. But first, we need to learn lots and lots and lots of new words. Some of the words you will already know, which is fine and it's great. Some of the words you will not know or you will not remember. And so I want you to write down all of the new words. I want you to write down, because they are in different colours, all the new words. There are red words, there are blue words, and there are green words. Can you see I made a mistake in the table? I wrote them all as red, so that's a mistake. I should have written red, blue, and green. Sometimes you make mistakes. And then next to it, I want you to write the Hebrew or Arabic translation, whatever is good for you. And you have your dictionary to do that. It is very important that you use your dictionaries as much as possible. So when you write down the new word, try quickly to look up the meaning and then write it in the table next to the word. So if you can draw this table, and when you see a red word, write in the red column. When you see a blue word, write in the blue column. When you see a green word, write in the green column. I will explain the different colours when we get to it. So, I want you students to imagine, to think of the career of your dreams or a career that you know you want. It could be to be a chef. It could be to be a policeman, a worker, that works outside or in a building, an electrician. It could be a dog walker or a babysitter or a teacher. I want you to think. Are you imagining your dream job? Good. So what is a career? A career is something that is not just a normal job, although often people call it a job. A career is something that you want to do for the rest of your life. So there's a difference between a career and a job. A job can be that I'm working in a Roma just until I go into the army or until I go away for the year or until I finish school. That's going to be my job. My career could be running a Roma or working in a business or something like that. So that's a career. So we have to think about the difference between a job and a career. We are going to talk today about careers. Sometimes your job can become your career, and that's fine. So students, before we talk about different careers, let's see what some people in these jobs or careers have to do. So, and we also have to think, how can we decide if you couldn't answer the question, your dream career? So let's think together, and maybe after we go through these slides, you will have a better idea about a good career for you. So students, do you like books? You all know what books are. Notice it's a red word. So I want you to put it into the red column of words and write the translation. I'm sure you all know the translation. Do you like sitting in the library? The library is a place where there are lots of books and you can take out books and read them as much as you want. Do you like to buy books in a bookshop? Which one do you like? Maybe you said you don't like any of these things, and that's fine. So if you said you do like these things, what kind of career would be good for you? Maybe you could be a librarian. A librarian is the person who sits in the library and helps people find their books. A librarian has many jobs, not just to help people find books. It is also a person who understands the different kinds of books, whether they are fiction or non-fiction. So we have a librarian has a very important job in a library. You could also be a salesperson or an owner of a bookshop, because if you like to read books and if you like to buy books, then this would be a good career for you. If you said no, you don't like any of these things, then it's fine. It's not a good career for you. So I'm going to now suggest another career. Do you like to look after people? Notice it's blue. It's a blue word. Do you like to take care of other people? Look at these pictures. Can you see? Do you like to help people? A job, do you know which job you could do if you like to do these things? Can you think of a job? I can think of one job, but there are many jobs for people who like to take care of other people, like to look after other people, and like to help other people. One of those jobs is, you're right, a doctor. You could also say a nurse. A nurse is not the same as a doctor, but they learn just as much as a doctor. So some doctors have to operate on people. Nurses don't operate. Nurses sometimes have to stand next to the doctor while they are operating on someone else. So maybe you could be a doctor that operates on people in an operation. That's a possibility. Could that be a career for some of you? Are some of you thinking that this is something that you would like to do? Do you like to dance? Do you like to act in a film or a movie? Do you like to sing? Do you like music? If you like these things, then there are many dream jobs or dream careers that would suit you, that would be good for you. Do you know what those jobs are? And notice again, I have blue words and I have a few red words. So write them in your table. If you know the answer, if you know how to translate them into Hebrew or Arabic, do that now while you're writing them. And then in the break, you can finish it up. Okay? So you could be a singer. You could be an actor or an actress. You could be a dancer, or you could be a musician. Elvis Presley, I'm sure some of you have heard of Elvis Presley. He was a famous, it's a green word, famous singer and actor. He did both. He knew how to dance, make and play music. He played the guitar. So he was also a musician. He wasn't a very serious musician, but he was a good musician. So does that interest any of you students? Are any of these jobs careers that you could see yourself doing? If so, great. So you don't have to look more. You can write in this project about being an actor, a singer, a dancer, or a musician. So what about if you don't like so far to be a librarian, a doctor, an actor, a musician, you want to do something else? Do you like to be a leader, somebody who is an example to other people to follow? Do you like to be in charge of things? Do you take charge of things? If you do, then a good career for you could be to be the head of a company or business. A lot of you think about this as a good career. So there you go. Is there a career so far that some of you could say that this is your dream career? If not, so here I would like to give you another possibility. Do you like to take photographs? Notice we have a blue and a red word. Do you? If you like to take photographs, then maybe you could be a photographer. There are nature photographers, people who take photos outside of animals, of trees, of beautiful flowers. There are also newspaper photographers, and they take photos to be in the newspaper. There are also magazine photographers. There are many kinds of photographers. There are studio photographers. So maybe one of these could interest you, and that could be a good career for you. So here's another one. There are many, many careers. I'm only giving you a few. If you have another one that is not one of these, that's fine. You can write about one that you think of. Do you like clothes? I'm sure many of you will say straight away, yes, me, I like clothes. Do you like to buy or sell clothes? If you like to buy or sell clothes like shirts or shoes or dresses, then maybe a good job for you could be, do you also like to go shopping, or do you like to help people dress? If you do, then jobs for you could be, or careers for you, could be a salesperson or an owner of a shop, or to be a stylist. You could also be a designer of clothes. Anything to do with clothes, there are many possibilities. If you like clothes, maybe make it something that is a good career. So, students, I have given you many possibilities. And of course, there are many, many, many more. I hope I have helped you think of something that could be a dream career. Afterwards, when we read the article, the text about different careers, then maybe we will think a little bit more on why a person chooses the career that he chooses. So we will see. So students, before we continue, I need to explain to you the different colours in the table. We need to know something called parts of speech. Parts of speech are the different names we give to different kinds of words. Somebody who understands parts of speech, that will help them look up words in the dictionary and also write sentences. So it is very important to understand the different parts of speech. So all of your red words in your red column are what we call nouns. All of your blue words are verbs. All of your green words are adjectives. And in this lesson, I have not included adverbs. But do you notice the little letters next to each word? Those little letters will appear in your dictionary and they will help you know the difference because some words can be nouns and verbs. So it is important to know that sometimes I can use a word in different ways. Okay? So let's have a look. What is a noun? It could be a person, people, places, objects, or ideas. Let's look at some of the words that we've learnt so far. A doctor is a person, that's a noun. A bookshop, noun. Shoes, noun. And dreams, noun. Did you know that dreams is also a noun? There you go. Happiness is also a noun. Sadness is also a noun. So all of these words are nouns, okay? And they are all your red words. So on top of your column, instead of red now, write the word noun. There are many nouns that we have learnt. All of these words are red words and they are all nouns. Look how many nouns we've learnt today. And I know that you know many of these words, which is great. The ones that you don't know, maybe circle them and say, those words I'm going to try and learn. These words are very important for you to know. Okay? If you want to speak more English and write more English, you have to know these words. So students, now we're going to take a break. In the break, the table that we had before, I want you to look up all of the meanings of all the words in Hebrew and in Arabic, and I want you to write in L1 all of the meaning of the words. You have time now. You have 10 minutes in the break to do that. When we come back, we are going to start the project. We are going to start the introduction of the project. Okay, so come back ready. But first, of course, we have to talk about verbs and adjectives. So I will see you after the break. Goodbye. Hello students, thank you for coming back after the break. Are you ready to continue our lesson? Remember what I said? We learned before new words, some of them you knew, which is great. We talked about parts of speech and we started talking about nouns. Now we're going to talk about verbs. So what is a verb? A verb is used to show an action in the sentence. So we have learnt some verbs. We've learnt to look after, to take care of, to sell, to dance. All of these are verbs. They are our blue words. So now students, look at your blue column, look at all of your blue words, and you will notice that you can put 2 in front of all of these words. They are your verbs. Look how many verbs I gave you. To imagine, to buy, to look after, to take care of, to help. I want you now to write the meaning of these words if you haven't already done it. If you have done it, that's wonderful. You don't need to do it again. Okay, great. Let's go on. So what is an adjective? An adjective is used to describe the noun. So if I want to talk about a famous singer or famous actor, famous is my adjective. There are many, many adjectives. We did not learn so many adjectives. We only really learned one adjective. But there are more adjectives that we need to write what we need to write. If we want to describe something, then we need to add many, many adjectives to our sentence. A colour is an adjective. Pink, green, blue, these are adjectives. So you will definitely use adjectives. And many times I put the adjective before the noun, not like in Hebrew, for example. I'm not sure what happens in Arabic. So we have big ball. Big is your adjective, not ball big. Famous actor. Famous singer. Famous goes before the noun. Sometimes the adjective can come after the verb, like am, is, and are. He is famous. So that doesn't come before the noun. And it describes the person, right? He. Good. So here we can see Billie Eilish. And Billie Eilish is a famous singer. I'm sure you all know her music. And of course we have Pitbull, Static and Bernal. And they are also famous singers all around the world now. Okay? So when we want to describe these singers, we can use adjectives and it makes it much more interesting to talk about them. So students, we only had one adjective and you can see we will need more adjectives afterwards when we write the introduction to our project. So before we do that, students, can you guess? Look at these pictures and look very closely. I have taken a little part of the project, of the picture, and I want you to try and guess what I have shown in the picture. And this is a game that you can actually play with anyone. Do you know what it means to guess? It means to think when you see something and to try and understand what it is. So what do you think the first picture is? Can you tell? And the second picture, I'm sure you know what the second picture shows. And the third and the fourth, which careers do all of these pictures show? If you said the first one is, I'm waiting. Do you know what the first one is? I'm sure you all know. Right, it's a dancer. He's upside down. That's his arm. We'll see the picture afterwards and then you can check yourselves. This one, I'm sure you all know what it is. If you said photographer, then you are right. The next one, the head of a company. And the last one, librarian. I'm sure you got these. You can make this game much more difficult by taking a really small part of the picture and asking your friends to guess what you're looking at. And it can be lots of fun. And you can use lots of adjectives to describe that little bit to help you know what's going on. Okay, so if we look here, here are the pictures that I took them from. Can you see the dancer? He's upside down. The photographer. And I zoomed in and I took a very small part of the picture and I gave you that. And you can see the head of the company and you can see the librarian with all of her books in the library. So students, now I want you to match. It's not organised well. You have to match column 1 to column 2, the career to the activity. So a doctor doesn't take photographs of nature or people. Who takes photographs? I'm sure you all know. And who is in charge of a company? And who sells books? And who dances to music? And who helps or operates on people? And who sings songs? Did you notice that I wrote with all of these words in the present simple? I added the S because I wanted to say he sings songs. And so I need the S. Don't forget the S. Okay? So now, are you doing it? I'm sure you all know. But it's also good for you to see how the sentences come together. So I want you to write a doctor, a photographer, and then it's good for you to practice your writing and to also remember the S because we forget the S. So, is this what you wrote? I hope so. A doctor helps or operates on people. A photographer takes photographs of nature or people. A dancer dances to music. A singer sings songs. A head of a business is in charge of a company. And a bookshop salesperson sells books. So you saw with this one, a head of a business is in charge. Is also a verb, just like sells and dances. Okay, so I hope you got that right. I'm sure you did. So now let's talk about the part 1 of our project, the introduction. Are you ready to talk about the introduction? It is very important that you write while I am going through the slides and the introduction because this is going to be the introduction of your project. Every part, you saw there were 5 parts to the project. Each part needs you to write. Okay? So it's very important that you write while I am going through the slides. And if you want to fix it afterwards, or if you want to ask someone a question, your teacher or someone else, a friend, then that's fine. But write while we are working. Okay? So, students, name the career of your choice. Which career did you choose? Choice is the noun, remember? Choose, to choose, is the verb. It's a different word. Okay? So, after all of the careers that I showed you, and also the things that you like and do, have you decided already the dream career for you? If you have, wonderful. You can write now the name of the career of your choice. Now, students, I want you to answer, why did you choose this career? What about this career is a dream career for you and you imagine making it your dream career? And what do you know about this career? If you don't know a lot about the career, that's fine. You can look up in Wikipedia, which is not so good because it's very hard to understand. So maybe in Hebrew or Arabic you can look it up, or you can find a very easy text which explains, or a video which explains what the person does. Okay? So students, I want you to now write these things, but I'm going to help you, so don't worry. So want you now to copy this and fill in the missing place. You have to fill it in for what is right for you. I can't fill it in for you because my career is, you guessed, to be a teacher. That is my dream career that I chose. Okay, so I would write name the career of your choice. My career choice is to be a teacher. What are you going to write? So fill it in now. You don't need to write the question. It's enough just to write the answer. Okay? Why did you choose this career? I chose this career. Chose is in the past, not in the present. Present is choose. Chose is in the past. I chose this career because I want to. If you want, you can use some of the verbs that I gave you. I want to dance. I want to sing. I want to help people. I want to take care of people. As a teacher, I wanted to help people learn English. So that was my chosen career. What is yours? And why did you choose this career? What do you want to know about this career? What do you know about this career? I know that being a teacher, doctor, singer, dancer is, and here I can use 3 adjectives to describe the career that I chose. So maybe here is a good time to give you more adjectives to help you. So have you written down the beginning of each sentence that you can complete? If you don't finish it now, that is fine. Firstly, you can stop this video or you can do this afterwards, as long as you write the beginning of the sentence. And then you can complete the sentence after. Are you ready for some more adjectives that can help you? So, for example, I can say that being a singer is to be famous. Being a doctor is to work hard. Doctors work very hard. In fact, in most careers, the person has to work very hard. So this could suit many careers. Even the head of a business and a company has to work very hard. To be the best. I want to be the best basketball player. That's the career I'm choosing. I don't want something that's boring, I will feel bored in. So I won't choose this career because it is not boring, or it is boring. And I want to choose this career because it's not boring. You can do that as well. I am interested in, maybe you want to be a veterinarian. So you want to help people and you are interested in animals. So that would be a really good thing for you to write. Or you can say, looking after animals is interesting. Did you see the difference between interesting and interested in? There's a difference. Important. This is an important career. That is why I want to do it. My favourite thing is going shopping or helping people get dressed, to style their clothes. Therefore, I chose this career. Wonderful, poor or rich. I want to help the poor, or I want to be rich. That could also be a reason to choose a career. It's not the best reason, but some of you may have that as your reason, and that's fine. It's special or exciting or excellent. Here's many adjectives that you can use. Look them up to make sure that you know the meaning of these words, and look up ADJ, right, in your dictionary and write the translation and use these words for that third question. Because when you use adjectives, then you make your sentences, they are nicer sentences. Okay, great. Let's go on. And here I have, if you didn't know the answers, then you've got the Hebrew and the Arabic to look at afterwards. Okay, but I think it's a much better idea for you to look up the words yourself. You can check the meaning here, but it's a good idea for you to do it first. Okay? So, question number 4 in the introduction. So I have sentences and I'm completing the sentence. Here's another one to complete. What do you need to study to do this job? Maybe you don't know. So again, it's a good idea. You can look on the internet or you can ask somebody. I need to go to university, to college, a special school that only offers these kind of things. If I want to be a veterinarian, I have to go to a special school, okay, to study this career. At this university, college, special school, I need to study. So you need to find out which maybe subjects you need to study or which degree you need to study. If you want to be an art therapist or a therapist, maybe you first have to study psychology, and then afterwards you become a music therapist, an art therapist, an animal therapist. So maybe there are things that you need to do before you can do this particular career. So it's a good idea to find that out and write it here. Okay? So don't worry if you haven't finished it. You will have time afterwards to complete it. What does a person with this career do every day? Describe some of the things they have to do. A teacher, a doctor, has to do many different things every day, he, she. Because as we know, every career has the things that are habits or routines that repeat themselves again and again and again. When I write these sentences, I have to write in which tense? If you said present simple, you are right. So if I say he, she, then I have to say he, she dances, plays, works. Okay? So make sure you fill in with that S. Don't forget. Every day he dances, he plays, he works. Okay? Or she. Write 2 questions asking someone for specific information about this career. And you can start your question with a what or a why. What does a person need to know to do this career? How or why does the person why does a person need to study this first to do this degree, okay, or to do this career? Why does a person need to study business studies to be the head of a company? Some heads of company did not study business studies. So this is a question that you need to ask, okay? So students, now I want you to say that you can write the introduction to a project about the career of your dreams. Explain likes and preferences using band 1 and 2 vocabulary. And if you can all say that you can do these things, then you have done really, really well. You have started your project about the career of your dreams. The next lesson, we are going to work through the next 4 parts of the project. Let's remind us what that was. Do you remember what it was, students? If you don't remember, don't worry. Next time we will go over it and we will do each part in its time. So students, you now have something that you need to do. You need to go and start writing the first part of your project, the introduction. And if you want to put the title on introduction, you can do that. You can also have a title page, which is very important. Okay? So I will see you in the second lesson. It's been really nice having this lesson with you, and good luck in writing the beginning of your project. Goodbye.